Pennsylvania's Senate race was won by former Republican Representative Pat Toomey. He spoke to supporters for about 10 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Now, you knew this wasn't going to be easy, right? Gunther, thank you for your support and for your introduction tonight and for being the MC. I appreciate that. The people of Pennsylvania have spoken, and they have delivered us a victory. Just a few moments ago, Congressman Sestak called to concede the race. And to convey his congratulations to me. He was very gracious, and I appreciate the call. And I want to congratulate Joe Sestak on a very spirited and very tough and very competitive campaign. He and his supporters really deserve to be commended for the vigorous effort that they put out. I also want to say how much I respect the service that Joe Sestak has given to this country. I respect both the 31 years that he spent in the United States Navy and the 4 years that he spent in the United States House of Representatives. He has served this country well, and he has done so honorably, and I wish him the best of luck in all of his future endeavors. Now, I've got a lot of people that I need to thank tonight, and I can't even begin to go through everybody that I need to thank, but there are some that I just have to mention, people without whom it would be absolutely impossible for me to be here tonight, so I want to mention a few of those. I got to start with the two people who taught me all the important things in life, always encouraged me to pursue my dreams, and made countless trips from Rhode Island to be here in Pennsylvania to help us in any number of ways, and that's my mom and dad, Mary Ann and Joe Toomey. I want to thank my brothers and sisters who've been, we've just been a very, very close family since the very beginning, and I'm so grateful to them for all their help in this campaign, and they're up here on the stage, Mary Ann and Jody, Mike, Steve, and Lynn. Thank you all very much for all your help and your love and support. I've got 3 young children to recognize. One is sound asleep right now, exactly as he should be. As a 6-month-old, that's exactly what he should be doing. But these two you may have seen in some of the commercials. This beautiful little girl is our daughter Bridget, and you know she agrees with me. And the big boy here is Patrick. And the person that I need to thank most of all is the person who makes my whole life possible. And she is the mother of our children. She is the rock that provides me with love and encouragement and support. And that is, of course, my wife, Chris. A huge thank you to really so many people who've supported this campaign in so many ways. We've been at this for 19 months. The people who sent in contributions, do you know there are over 72,000 people contributed to this effort? And so many came in envelopes with a check of $10 or $20 and often a little note inscribed. And I'm enormously grateful to everybody who made that personal sacrifice. The volunteers, tens of thousands of people across the Commonwealth who started so long ago circulating petitions to get my name on the ballot, and then they put up yard signs and made phone calls and went door to door and did all the hard work. I told you we needed all of that effort. And I am very grateful for all of that support. There's one gentleman that I do want to recognize who stepped up and agreed to play a major leadership role in my campaign, and I'm very grateful to him for all of his guidance and support and all the arm twisting he did, and that's Cliff Benson, who's here from Pittsburgh. Cliff, thank you. And I just have to take a minute to just tell you how enormously impressed and grateful I am to the campaign staff that we had. This is just an amazing team, I got to tell you. Excuse me, these guys spent months on end working 18-hour days. I can't tell you, I don't even know how many nights they spent sleeping on a couch and getting up in the morning again after basically a nap and going at it again. The determination was amazing, the perseverance, the spirit of these guys was tremendous. They're mostly young, they're all incredibly smart. They just worked their hearts out. Everybody played a crucial role. The folks in the communication shop, the fundraising guys, the political organization, the grassroots organizers, and people who managed the back office, the scheduler and the travel crew. Everybody was absolutely superb. I don't think it's speaking out of school for me to brag about these guys by telling you that several sitting senators who've been watching a lot of races very closely have observed that these guys have been running the best Senate campaign in the United States of America. And I am grateful to them. And I do have to single out the guy who managed the whole process, who oversaw everything and paid attention to every single detail without ever losing sight of the big picture. And that is the brilliant Mark Harris. Mark, thank you for your leadership. But most of all, I've got to thank the voters of the Commonwealth, the voters who came together and decided to give me this extraordinary responsibility and to join in this movement to take back our government and change the direction that we're on. Because this victory is not primarily about me or my campaign. This is a victory for the people of Pennsylvania. Today, we send a simple, clear message to the establishment in Washington. We're tired of what's been going on down there. We're tired of it, and we're going to chart a new course. We're going to chart a course. We're going to grow this economy. We're going to create jobs. We're going to reduce the debt and the deficits, and in the process, we are going to create a more promising future for our kids and our grandkids. That's what we're going to do. You know, I've said it many times, and I'll just say it again tonight. There is no reason that we don't have, excuse me, there's no reason that we don't have a booming recovery. We have all the fundamental assets of a great, great economy, and we need to have that strong recovery and the job creation that goes with it. We can do that, but we've got to do it by going down a different path. We've got to end the threats of the excessive government regulation and the huge out-of-control role that Washington has begun to play. We've got to get spending under control because we can't borrow and spend our way to prosperity. And we ought to make the 2003 tax cuts permanent for everybody and spur some economic growth. We've got to remember a very fundamental and important truth, and that is that governments don't create wealth. Governments can destroy wealth, and governments can redistribute wealth. But wealth and opportunity and prosperity comes from ordinary men and women who get up every day and go to work. And they make the things that we need, and they provide the services that we value. It's the voluntary exchange of free people in a free society that have lifted more people out of poverty and created more opportunity than any other system in the world. And if we remember that, then we're going to have a strong economic recovery and the job growth that we need. I also want to note that the victory tonight, we shouldn't think of this as a partisan thing. The fact is, in order to win, I needed to have the support of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. And we did have that broad support. We're all in this together. We're all Americans. And I will be a senator for all Pennsylvanians. Specifically, I want to extend a hand, my hand, to President Obama. I think it's important that we remember President Obama is not our opponent, he's our president. And I want to work with Senator Casey, and I'll work with anybody on either side of the aisle who's ready to do the hard work of making sure we can have the kind of economic growth and prosperity that we deserve. I want to tell you, traveling across this great Commonwealth, you know, from Pittsburgh to Pike County, from the shores of Lake Erie to the downtown shops of Easton and the big bustling city of Philadelphia and the rolling farmland in the central part of this state. This is a big, beautiful, diverse state. And it reminded me and reinforced in me the conviction that we have the people, we have the perseverance, we have the entrepreneurship, the innovative spirit, we have the work ethic that we need to have a great recovery and to be a strong and successful state and a great country. I've seen the evidence all across the Commonwealth, and I still believe, as I always have, that America is still that shining city on the hill. And the 21st century can be another great American century. We just need to remember the source of our greatness. But it can be a century in which the American people continue to inspire the rest of the world with our commitment to freedom. It can be a century in which we continue to lead the world with the strongest economy and the greatest level of prosperity in the world. And most importantly, it can be a century in which we continue the great American tradition of turning over to our kids and grandkids an even greater country than the one we grew up in. We can do this together. Thank you very much for all your support. Thank you, Pennsylvania.